doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. Ooh. Wanna call me weak 'cause you think you're strong. Doesn't make it feel good. Wanna show me up 'cause you think I'm wrong. Doesn't make it feel good. Ooh. It doesn't make it right. Don't wanna get down 'cause we don't agree. Doesn't make it feel good. Gotta go to war 'cause you don't want peace. Doesn't make it feel good. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. Doesn't make you right. Yeah. Doesn't make you right. Yeah. Really try. See it from the inside. Yeah. Doesn't make you right. Doesn't make you right. Now you really know. Now you really know. Yeah, you really want to, but you never even try.
Motherhood is hard, and feeling blue is one thing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey Kevin, come on over here and tell them what time it is.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice, Kevin. Alright, now get out of here.
I got this feeling inside, can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing the point. I need a coffee and a joint. I got this feeling inside, can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing the point. I need a coffee and a joint. Coffee and a joint, coffee and a joint. Yeah. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint, come on man. Yo, higher than an F-16 in Walgreens. Trying to find some eye drops at the bottom of the Listerine. Well, I missed the green when I step on the scene. But yo, how did I get here? And what does this all mean? The last thing I remember was way back in September. Johnny had a doobie, it was movie full of pleasure. But I probably didn't measure the amount I should have taken. Now I'm standing on the feeling, and this feeling got me shaking. Yo, I get the bacon with my better crocker baby. We dishing out delectables, yeah, they tasty, so yeah, it's amazing. Now come and get the slice. And if they try to take my herb, I'll say, take my wife. But Kevin, you're not married.
Oh shit, it's getting scary.
I'm mixing up my history, my memories are buried.
And I don't have a clue what's real or imaginary. So take heed, my children, cause this story's questionary.
Yo, I got this feeling inside,
Can't find no balance in my mind.
I must be missing the point.
I need
need a coffee and a joint. I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing the point. I need a coffee and a coffee and a joint, coffee and a joint. What? Coffee and a joint, coffee and a joint. Come on now. Coffee and a joint, coffee and a joint. Coffee in the joint. So I was standing in the corner of the kitchen by myself, eyeing up the pop brownies on the top shelf. I'm thinking maybe just a nibble of doom, but I didn't eat dinner, so I gobbled down too. Oh shit, I fucking blew it. Yo, I got to keep this conversation fluid. Yo, too high to function. I'm feeling like a clown at a funeral luncheon. I'm a goner, man, I've reached my marijuana maximum consumption. Yeah, goddamn hors d'oeuvre, threw my knife for a curve. But I could be the hero that this party deserves. So I hoop and rally, sink the last cup. Turns out it was my team's cup. Fuck, I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing the point. I need a coffee and a joint. I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing the point. I need a coffee and a joint. Coffee and a joint, coffee and a joint. What? Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Alright. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Yeah, what? Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Yeah. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Alright. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Yeah. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint. Yo, that's right. Terrible at smoking weed.
That's okay. I'll handle it. Thanks, Yoma.
Sugar Shack gonna take us like way far. It's like S to the UGAR. Sugar Shack gonna take us like way far. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Made with fresh milk and real cream, Philly makes everything really Philly good. Make it really Philly good.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Evglis.
Oh, we will rise.
Boy, to be able to wake up and not to turn the news on. And even if I don't turn the news on here, somebody's still going to find it. I'm still getting newspapers. I still get stuff. I still open my phone up. The shit's still flying out there, flying out there, flying out there. And you feel obligated now because what's occurring is so horrific that you feel there's something you should do, but you can't do anything. Why? Because there's nothing you can do. I mean, yeah, you can, there's all sorts of ways to participate. You can
I
go
just
and
want to take this
protest,
moment to
but
say
there's no...
in class, yes, hello, good morning. It's 12:05 here on Sunday. We're just having a moment of reflection and expression. Hi. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this we're listening to a live Lewis Black 4 days ago, posted on YouTube. I know, just the what isness of it is very cool, yeah. Yeah, growing up, we used to listen to a lot of Lewis Black. I can remember too, he was one of the comedians when we started on the programs in 2000. He was in the box of comedians that some of the different groups would play for class or suggest as people to listen to for entertainment, yeah. Sometimes they would play him in class. I don't think we ever played Lewis Black in class, but he definitely was brought up and suggested. And I had already seen a few of his shows, and so that I got even more into watching and listening to his shows once others they would express how that was kind of like their saving grace, comedy and entertainment and different people. Richard Pryor came up a lot. Louis Anderson was one. We watched him quite a bit in class, actually. They would play him on the TV sometimes. Yeah, but he was, I say quite a bit because it seemed across the board he was one of the ones I happened to see most often, brought out and played during class at different ones. Yeah, Louis Anderson, he was a comedian. I think he grew up with an alcoholic family, had weight problems. I think he died of a heart attack. Died in 2022. That was more recent than I thought. I thought it was longer than that. Was born in 1953, same year as my mother. Young people are delusional. One of the nicest humans I ever met. Louis Perry Anderson was an American stand-up comedian, actor, author, and game show host. He created the cartoon series Life with Louie and the television sitcom The Louie Show. He wrote 4 books, including Hey Mom, Stories for My Mother, but you can read them too. He wrote 4 books, including Hey Mom, Stories for My Mother, but you can read them too, which was published in 2018. He was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. Died January 21st, 2022 at 68 years old, Las Vegas, Nevada. Someone asked a question. You know, for some reason, the last few times I've brought him up just in discussion, someone always asks that in the last few classes. Yeah, it says it right there. I don't know. In 1984, he had married Diane Jean Vano. However, they divorced after 4 months in 1985. He married his high school sweetheart, Norma J. Walker. I know, that's quite a quick 1984. He gets married and divorces within 4 months and then marries his high school sweetheart within a year. Was he related to Lonnie Anderson? I don't know. You can maybe look that up. It says that there were changes to Anderson's central estate planning document, and just so happened to make his agent Amos Hassan and his manager Abraham Gisnes, just Gisnes, like Guinness, Gisnes, primary beneficiaries. Anderson's sisters were left with a much smaller inheritance than they had anticipated. It said some changes were made to the central estate planning document, and it made his agent Amos Hassan and his manager Abraham Gisnes primary beneficiaries. That may have been something at his wishes, but didn't want his sisters to know. Yeah, those bitches would probably spend it all on Botox and puppies. Help some fucking kids with that money. I have no idea. I could be way off base there. I'm so sorry if they're good people and hate the Botox puppy bitches too and want to help the kids. I don't know. I really don't know. I shouldn't run my mouth, should I? I just, my mind, it just comes up with these scenarios sometimes, for fun and entertainment. Right, it's not even a scenario, it's just you try to, that's sad. Did those guys do something shisty? And then people will look at them and, the sisters who are upset, they have one less yacht to go on. Right, and then people, try to tell him it's what he wanted. I don't believe it. I'd have to hear him say it himself. Well, that's never going to happen, so. I'll get you a document with his handwriting. Anyways. Yeah, interesting story, but yeah, we used to like listening to different things like that. Hold on, I'm reading. So Hulu had kept Louis on its service last fall, even after Fox yanked the show from its linear channel and Fox Now on-demand service. This followed Fox cutting all ties with CK in light of a scandal in which the comedian confessed to inappropriate sexual conduct with several women. You could say that about a lot of them, huh? No, they say it's interesting, like a lot of the ones that started to get pulled or kind of attacked and maybe not put on the publicized lines. They weren't being promoted, right? It's almost done quietly. It's not as though there's anything legal. They just kind of quietly stop promoting certain ones. Right, if you go back a little after 2010, you're going to notice this happening more, and even other comedians and people started to notice certain ones kind of being pushed off to the side, and those would probably be the ones that are, good rational people that are ones to want to acknowledge reality and not be so fooled and caught up in the limelights. And then I know the older ones, kind of like people like Louis Black, Louis C.K., Louis Anderson. Some of the older ones that were more in line, right? Richard Pryor, well, they're dead now. George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Bill Hicks. Yeah, they would have been in the same category. Norm Macdonald. Yeah. So a lot of them started kind of getting pushed off to the side, just not promoted as much. It might have seemed like they were getting more promotion. They can make it seem that way, on the sidelines with certain people and papers and stuff like that. But in reality, they're fucking you. Right, and they stop promoting you on certain lines and then promoting things that almost belittle a lot of the things with which you stand for, do you know? A lot of them notice this, I think. And why would they do that to certain ones? And when you go back, and a lot of us who have been trucking on these programs and stuff for years, we're like, dude, they're fucking attacking all the good ones. All the ones that would be aware that, you know, people back in those days, you know, it's very well known, those programs. Just as far as those ones being go-to comedians for a lot of people in those different groups. Oh, watch this one, watch this one. We just gave you a handful of names. Some are dead, some are still alive. We're listening to one right now, Lewis Black. Hence why we even brought this up, because a lot of us were just saying, I know, see how we just wanted to mention how cool it is. 2026, almost 30 years later, almost 30 freaking years later, that we were sitting in a room out on the coast. We used to have programs out in Bath, Brunswick area. Quite a few spots, yeah, out towards the coast. Well, a lot of those groups would do that too, both the public and private ones. There were some off and on the books, because some people would do it with an alias. They didn't want people to know where they were, that they were in rehab. Very common. The same way they do it when they give you an alias for the stem cells, because people frowned upon it. Yeah, they did that to Norm Macdonald. And he did not need that treatment. But you gotta listen to your doctor. I know, it makes us want to cry. We do actually cry about it sometimes. But we just had a good cry, so. But yeah, someone just mentioned how cool it is almost 30 years later. Seems like we were just sitting in those rooms, huh? Watching them on those old 22-inch Sonys. Those big, thick, black TVs. You know, those things were like 2 feet, right? Thick. Look how thin they are. It's incredible. I know so many people have yet to even let that absorb in and really experience the true capabilities. And I know, it's just sad. They're just right to make me an invisible cloak so I can fuck little kids and get away with it. Well, the invisibility. It's quite apparent. So does that mean it's invisible? Oh, it's only apparent to certain mind's eyes, yeah? So they're invisible to certain radars, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as they're invisible to them. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you see them. That's why they pick you, you loser piece of shit. No one's going to believe you. You're a retard, over-medicated. Criminal history. Got to keep an eye on you. But yeah, anyways, we were just kind of loathing, and how cool is this? We're sitting here listening to Lewis Black, and he just made this. He's like making this live from, you know, different places, his home even. How fucking cool. Right, back in those days, it was like a VHS tape of some comedy routine he'd done on a stage that we'd already seen a few times, right? Right, and it'd be, what was different about it? There was a new class, there were new people, some had never even heard of them. Right, that was exciting, right? It's almost like a teacher teaching 1 + 1. It's like, okay, you can't really be having fun doing that. I do, and I really love my job. You got to be going crazy. 1 + 1, 2 +. I mean, every day. Yeah, but there's different kids, and today this one needs a Band-Aid. This one wants to tell me about how they want to be a woman. This one wants to be a fighter. They all have different stories. It's great. I love hearing their ambitions. Tell me all about Mommy and Daddy. It's an invasion of privacy. I know, and it's incredible that when a lot of those people who allocated the horrific invasion of privacy, this is not normal investigation stuff, guys, what they were doing. It's pretty bad. But the same ones who seem to be okay with that and got a lot of innocent people killed, and they fucking know it. They want to pat themselves on the back like they're saving people. You're sick, fucking stupid people. Right? Absolutely incredible that those same people, when the suggestion of better security in mindful classes within our public school systems came up, they flipped the fuck out. No, the parents need mindful classes. They need to be watched more. No. And they flipped the fuck out and they played their games. Remember that teacher that came up from Texas, running her fucking mouth? Just because your dad was a boxer doesn't... Oh, it's like, here we fucking go. Right out of the heart of fucking Texas. Get the fuck out of here. Texans are welcome. I'm talking about a person specifically at a fucking teacher's meeting running their fucking mouths. Right. So, I mean, you mentioned mindful classes and better security, cameras, this, that, whatever it is, for not just schools, but hospitals, nursing homes. This was being talked about quite a bit. Right. So when those same fucking people that allocated that to be done in people's homes threw a fucking fit when it was suggested we do that in the school systems is disgusting and disturbing, and it just shows you the class of disgusting human beings that we have been dealing with. So I really hope that the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these kids. But yeah, I agree. How fucking cool is it? We can sit here and watch this. We're chilling on our beds. We don't gotta drive to some fucking room 40 miles away. Shitty coffee. Regular sugar. Well, regular sugar now to us is the cane sugar, right? And that shit, that's not regular sugar. That's bleached frickin' chemicals. I know. Breaks my heart. I mean, it's totally fine, right? Well, yeah, how cool. We can just kind of chill. We can see each other. This is way better. You can almost speak a little more freely. Yeah, do you feel that a little bit? Because there were times where you'd bite your tongue because you didn't want to get punched in the face or have a chair thrown at you. You still feel that one, huh? So-and-so in class, they had a chair thrown at him one time by somebody. I know, it actually was not funny. It actually was not funny at all. That was a pretty bad cut, huh? It was one of those chairs, the bottoms the legs of the chairs at the bottom, and it had those, like swivelly little flat things that, you know what I mean? And one of them, it had a piece of like shard on the round edges that were supposed to be, level. It wasn't. It was a bit rough in a spot. It was, kind of spiky. Just a little bit, enough so when it sliced right up their frickin' arm. I know, the chair barely hit him too, because when the chair went at him, it deflected it with your arm. Sorry. Almost hit the granny behind you. Oh man, that was bad too. And then the healing process, it looked worse a few days later. Yeah. What are you putting on that thing? Cow fat? Oh, that explains it. You want to try some tea tree oil, don't you? Motherfucker. Get out of here. Don't forget to dilute it.
Is made for special.
But yeah, how cool. This is really freaking cool.
Direct. Until there's a boat, there's no direct way.
Right, and he could not do, right, imagine like if he just chose not to do this. I mean, he doesn't have to do these things. It's probably not very profitable to him. And even if it is, that doesn't mean it's not soul enriching. But I don't know, I mean, is there a way that we can express how many of us are here that appreciate these kind of people just showing up, just shooting the shit, It's fucking cool. It's a savior. It's a savior. It was a savior then, and look at now. That's incredible. I know, it's bringing tears to our eyes. It's really cool.
To stop what is essentially madness, and it is madness, and it is tiring, and it is wearing us the fuck out. I am back in the United States for literally a day, and it all starts up again, and it's like being vomited on, and it's by him, all right? By him, okay? It's, things really, no. Nothing is going the way it should be going. I come back, I go, oh look, there actually is a backlash to, in Congress in part, and the judge who said that this is 1776. Oh, there's a meaning to that. Really, there's no meaning to it. He stumbled on that number, okay? He stumbled on it because somebody told him last Thursday, oh, that's when. The Declaration, and that's when we began as a country. So that's what we're going to give, that $1.776 billion to people who've been fucked over by the Justice Department. Are you kidding me? All right, because he filed the suit, but he took the suit back so that this would be what he gets instead. You stop this, okay? Just stop it. So finally, the members of Congress who fucking have allowed shit to go on that is beyond comprehension in terms of this, from weeks after it occurred, and they were all sitting there scared shitless, and now they fucking decide, oh yeah man, we shouldn't reward these people people. You did already. You allowed him, without any real backlash whatsoever that I saw, just verbal, okay? Because there's not much you can do. He gave them all pardons, you fucking assholes. Well, yeah, but that's still like giving them money. Ah, fuck you. Fucking incredible. So then a judge at least finally went, hey, this bullshit is wrong. All right, can't do that. And with and also with we're going to stop the fact that the tax thing, that him and his family, because he they given his tax files out, that since that was released, him and his family's tax files, that in order to rectify that and to make good on that, so that he wouldn't feel bad, because it didn't do any damage, because nobody looked at the files, it didn't hurt him, okay, and it didn't. And so in return, he doesn't get audited. Is anybody fucking home anywhere? Doesn't get audited for the rest of his life. Oh yeah, that's short. But his children too. And you don't do that, okay? And you would think that's gotta stop. You would think that's gotta stop. That would be stopped. And then a judge stood up and finally went, well, I don't think this is right. And not that this is, I don't think it's right. It isn't right. I think it's against the law to do what they did. It's incredible. Okay? And that's good news. That's the good news, which in essence is still like, being punched in the head. All right? Outside of sticking my hands in the air, walking around day, go, stop it. That's what I'm giving it away. I cannot believe that I came back from a vacation and whatever the upside of that vacation was, lasted maybe 36 hours. All right? Because there is really one thing after the fucking other, and it just continues. Oh, and then there's a war in Iran that the worst war ever. John Fetterman. We really needed to go in there. Cause why, John? Fucking idiot. Like, really? But for what? To stop something that wasn't happening anyway? And so when they build this nuclear weapon, what are they going to throw it at us?
President fettuccine.
Huh?
So fresh.
They don't have a delivery system, you idiots. Maybe get rid of that. Why not go from it in that fashion? That they can't have, it was in place already. But he didn't like it because it came from somebody who he thought may not have been born in the United States, and because people liked him, because people liked Obama. When does it end? Huh? Dumbest war ever. He's gotten, and how does Fetterman put up with this? Okay, so let's see he agrees with it. Okay? Let's say all of them agree with it. He didn't know what he was going in there for, and they beat us for all intents and purposes. Now he's trying to negotiate some way out of it. All right? And it's done damage, major damage, across the Arab world and across Europe, and Asia probably too. I don't have time to look into every single country. All right? But it is not a war that we won, and he's still trying to get out of it, and still believes that he did something that worked, that helped us. And the price of shit is on the rise, fuckers. It's on the rise. Because he had tariffs. No. Right? Congress doesn't step up and just go, this isn't in your purview. You can't pull this shit. We're not going to allow it. It's causing a problem. Congress doesn't even stand up. Fuck you. God damn it. All I wanted was a break. And now it's back in my face again, and I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of talking about it. All right? Last week was fun, because at least I had something to talk about that was not, about what was going on here. And then there's Ebola. And we don't have things in place, really, that we would have had in place for Ebola because, well, we didn't really work some things out. We had to remove some people in order to save money at the CDC or wherever the fuck it is. Okay? I don't know where we had things in place, but we did. Including probably USAID. Not a lot of money, not a lot of money to do the stuff we wanted to do. All right? And now we gotta kind of like, move quickly to make sure it doesn't come in. And this would not have been a problem. I mean, it would have been a problem, but not the problem it's gonna be. Not the problem that it is. Okay? Do I know what I'm talking about? I'm probably not 90% right, but I'm at least 70% right. We took people out who would have helped us in terms of dealing with this. That's a fucking fact. And I can't I can't keep up with all this shit. So I can't be going, well, the reason is because it came out of this stuff. Fuck it. Okay? And now we gotta worry about it. And this is the one that doesn't have a vaccine. Why would we come up with a vaccine? Boy, against Ebola, because, the side effects of that vaccine may be worse than Ebola. What planet am I on? Unbelievable. We didn't have a vaccine for it. So let's start, why don't we just hustle to get that? But, maybe we on our end have said, well, we don't really want vaccines anymore. Or, I can't keep up with it. I can't keep up with the constant drumbeat of bullshit. That's all I can say.
We got some new people in class. Yeah, so over the years, yes, when we get new people sometimes, they'll ask different questions. They get a little confused, right? Because Lewis Black, what he's saying about the vaccines, and then if you go back a few years, maybe a little bit more, you'll hear how he was saying, you get your almond juice away from our milk. Right, because you can't, almonds, it's not, he was saying you can't call it a milk. But it is, it's almond milk. No, it's a juice. It's a juice. And back in the day, I can remember, they didn't have the good creamers and milks and cheeses like they do. This stuff has all been developed, it seems like, in the last decade or so. Yeah, I remember back early 2000s and 2006 is when I went dairy-free. Yeah, I'll have dairy every once in a while. During the cleanse, none at all. You want to do a 30 to 90 day cleanse. If you want to, you don't have to. It's a cleanse a lot of people do if they're trying to rid their bodies of any kind of infectious disease, tumors, cancers, heavy metals, toxins. People get great success doing these cleanses. Getting into those deep tissues, Yeah, our bodies can hold, we're breathing it in, it's in our food, heavy metals, toxins, the vaccines are horrible contributors. It seems, he's just a comedian, okay? And when you go back over the years and you understand and you listen to what we were just saying and other connections, and yeah, just a few years ago, he's like, you get your almond juice away from our milk. That's great. Yeah, think about it. The activist groups. Yeah, so a lot of people understand this and why they can't say vaccine. And they gotta go to Rumble. What a fucking joke. No, it's making us sick, folks. It's really making us sick. Not just the fact that so many only have access to certain health care. I know many of them are in the mindset where, so what if they can't afford it, or if they're too sick or weak to handle a vaccine or some beef broth, well, they should die anyways. This is literally how some of those people talk. They're sick, nasty, horrible people. Right, so anyways, we're concerned about the children being fucked and tortured. I know, we told you long ago, we don't care about your fucking vaccines. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they vaccinated our youngest 2 children behind our back in 2013, years after we'd already dealt with a lot of harassment. Knowing what we know, because we've done the research. So we know the dangers of vaccines and the dangers of people that don't understand that, and the fear propaganda, and how they fear the non-vaxxers and turn their heads to the targeting of innocent citizens because they got to get the dangerous non-vaxxers, the criminals, cartel people, schizophrenics, those crazy bumpity bump people. They don't know what today is. What day is today? You're alive! Oh baby, you're alive! You're alive! Breathe in. Breathe out. I heard it on my radio. Think they're gonna help the kids soon? Expose what's going on here? I sure hope so. But yeah, so some in class were just asking as though they're confused why we're listening to or have such good things to say about someone that seems to disagree with us about something. We love a lot of people that we disagree with on different things. No, I don't, because I don't think people are stupid in that respect, because you can do all the research you want. I think that without the experience to go along with it, the true understanding is hard to come through. But for some people, they don't necessarily have had to have a personal experience, either they themselves or someone close to them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes just the research alone is enough for them to use their common sense. And then, usually they'll look at testimonies, statistics, demographics, start putting the dots together. Rabies, chicken pox. Did you get your tetanus shot? No need for that. No need for that. You know what? If I step on a rusty nail or start getting some horrible tetanitis symptoms, tetanus shot. Did you start getting the ringing in your ear after you got your tetanus shot? Is that what they call it? Tetanitis? Tinnitus? Titus? Chris Titus, isn't that another comedian? You were just talking about them, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is he a valley boy? I have no idea. Someone called him a valley boy. I have no idea. I don't even know who you're talking about. I'm trying to... Oh, Krista. Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. It's a blonde, kind of spiky hair. Big teeth. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of his shows. But yeah, no need for a tetanus shot. Back in the day, there was a chance you might be out on a farm or in a field somewhere, miles and miles and miles away from civilization and any kind of hospital, if they even existed. And you might step on a rusty nail. Oh no, Martha. Get the horses ready. We might make it in time. How long till the toxicity sets in? I feel it. It's creeping up my leg. Are you fucking stupid? If you can't handle stepping on a rusty nail and some rust is gonna give you that kind of reaction, you shouldn't be here anyways. What the fuck? Oh my god. Wow. No. And you know what? You don't need a tetanus shot. Nope, I wouldn't get one. I haven't gotten a flu shot in decades. And I haven't gotten the flu either. In fact, I never get sick at all. Never. Yeah, you know that kind of sometimes when you get that sick feeling, remember? I can remember this growing up. If you start to get sick, you start to get discoloration, sometimes it can turn green or yellow, and you can taste the sickness, yeah? Hasn't happened in almost 30 years. Not once. You know what changed? I stopped getting the flu shot and I did a vaccination detox. Okay? You can actually get drops. You can order them online. You can look up heavy metal detox drops. Be very careful. You can hurt yourself and kill yourself if you do it too quickly. It's very rare, but some people think, oh, I want to clean it out extra fast, so they take more. Don't do that. You can put your system into shock. Yeah, many prescription drugs can do that too. They'll kill you. You take too much, overdose, dead. There's actually about 200 overdoses a day from prescription medications in the United States. What the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit, you people are fucking insane. Wake up. Yeah, what? Yeah, in recent news, oh my god, someone tried to do a vaccination detox and they went too quickly. Toxic. I know, their system, I know, because all those toxins cleansing out of your system, you can flood the brain and system, it can shock. It's called Hexheimer state, if you're cleansed too quickly. Have they started giving probiotics with antibiotics? Don't you try to fucking tell me shit. I know, it gets so fucking stupid, doesn't it? It gets really fucking stupid. So yeah, there's like two, just in the United States. Right, and that's not even really delving into it. That's just the ones that were written up as that was the cause of death. Oftentimes it is the cause of death, but underlying issues get written up. Oh, respiratory failure. Yeah, do you think that was, how many medications were they taking? Well, we can't be racist and pick on one of those medications. Just respiratory failure, okay? Cardiac arrest. Dude, they're taking a medication that has been known and correlated to cardiac arrest. You want to put... No, you know, we can't really do that. It's cardiac arrest. That's it. Well, we can look into the records ourselves and connect the dots. Don't listen to them, conspiracy theory. They left a dog out in the cold. Prozac helped me when my mom died. Fucking sick fucking people, man. Dear Lord, help us. But yeah, you know what changed? And I haven't once. Anything that comes up is always white or clear. I have not had any discoloration or sickness, taste or color since I stopped getting the vaccines and did a vaccination detox. It was killing me. And they don't like to acknowledge it. We worked with some really good doctors. Dr. Bernard Raxlin, a Lyme specialist from Connecticut back in 2006. Some nice people on an Indian reservation my mother met had suggested them. Yeah, she used to go there once a year to visit her sister. Scottsdale. Yeah, Scottsdale. Anyways, yeah, so they took me to this doctor. I got diagnosed with this chronic long form. Yeah, I'd had it for years. I look back in my records and tick bites. They kept writing it up as cat scratch fever, heat rashes. One time they literally put circular rash with a pinprick in the middle. That's when I was about 12. I think those were the ticks I picked up at Niagara Falls. Eighth, yeah, it was like, yeah, it would have been. So I would have been a little older, yeah, because I was 8th grade. Was it 8th grade? I think it was 8th grade. I was about 13, whatever. But yeah, right, I mean, you can check my records. I know they write, it's a circular, and the tick was embedded in my groin area. I know, when I saw that episode, remember when that show House came out? I was like, that's what happened. The girl, she was in the hospital, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And House found a freaking tick right where, that's exactly where one was embedded. I don't know how long it had been there, but I'd been to Niagara Falls a few weeks before, and I remember thinking it could have been. We went camping, you know. We were under trees. We sang Kumbaya. Some people say that, yeah. Then they say those bacterias love and are addicted to sugar, which might explain why I mean, sugar and alcohol were my best friends. Yeah, I was a bad alcoholic by the time I was 16, 17 years old. It's probably another reason I was put on the programs by the time I was 18 in the year 2000. Probably. Yeah, people that work with us, they'll name you off lists of reasons, right? I know. Yeah, when you look at the cartel associations, the child molesters, the drunks, the drug trafficking, and there's a lot of shit going on, huh? Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Smile. But yeah, since I stopped getting flu shots and did a vaccination detox back almost 30 years ago, have not gotten sick once. No yellow or green discoloration in anything that comes up. It's all good, healthy, clear drainage, which your system should. Right? You should have a good drip system going for sure. Right, and then people try to block that, and it's like, no, I mean, especially if it's clear, your body, you're doing what you should be doing, your body's. Right, why do you want to block that? You're going to get too much fluid on your brain. I know, it's annoying. Use a tissue. It's actually pretty well known. It's angels. It's angels. It's not from that. You're hearing angels. It's okay. You're special. So, it is a possible side effect linked to the tetanus shot. Tinnitus, ringing in the ears. Like, you know, the Tdap. Though common, post-vaccination inflammation can trigger auditory symptoms. I'm sorry, do you see the anger in my voice? This has gone on for years, and the ignorance and these people pushing the drugs on children, and then we're watching young kids get beat up, raped, murdered, and tortured, including my own. And then they feed out that child and animal pornography to the activist groups. investigators, feeders, chasers. Yeah, we've talked about this. It's so overwhelming, actually. It's surreal, to be quite honest with you. We have to disassociate, so that might be where that comes from. And also stay present. You know, you got to stay present. The wind is still blowing. So the inflammation that people get after vaccinations can trigger the auditory symptoms. If the ringing is new, or if it is accompanied by dizziness or vision changes, you should consult a healthcare provider. And what are they going to prescribe you for that? Wow, you know, wow, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. No, I wouldn't get one if I were you. Yeah, it can cause the ringing or the buzzing. It affects the systematic inflammatory response. It affects like the sensitive nerves in the inner ear. Yeah, it can create that ringing or buzzing. So what are some things we can do to help ease up on that inflammation or prevent it to begin with? I mean, not getting the shot, right? But if you feel like you have to get the shot, well, one, it's important that you're not led to believe those symptoms could be something else or more life-threatening. Some people want to be sick. It seems that way. Why? So what are some things you can do to help ease up inflammation that can be caused by a number of things, not just vaccinations? I mean, you get bacterial overloads. I mean, there's so many different things. They say sometimes, too, like mental stress. Sometimes, like getting hit by a truck, mental concussions. It is very much like that. Another reason why we're very grateful, you know, for being able to kind of hone in and be in a space of acceptance with that, because our heads would probably have blown up a long time ago. For real. Yeah, some people can get severe allergic reactions as well, anaphylaxis. So any healthcare professionals, if someone, because it says to contact your healthcare professional if you have a vaccine and you experience hearing loss or the ringing or the buzzing or inflammation. Some get, in the face, they get facial swelling, fast heart rates, difficulty breathing. Or what would you suggest to these people as a healthcare professional? Just curious. You're fucked. You're fucked. And you're fucked. Hi, my name's Mary. We're at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine. Hey, 1, 2, 3. I'd seriously think about packing up and getting the fuck out of here. I'm just giving you a friendly suggestion. We know what we know, and we know they know, and they're not as nice as we are. Just saying. We've seen a lot of people get taken out. And their kids, yeah. There's no threats here. That's what we try to get through to people. We're dead mothers. They're fucking our kids, dude. What are you talking about? We're trying to help people understand these networks and how they feed out this child and animal pornography to investigators and feeders and chasers. That's been a huge business over the years. You got any fried pickles? Right, wake the fuck up. So a lot of these people running around doing the chasing and feeding it out, the activists, I mean, it's big money, dude. Big fucking money. You remember back, I want to say it was like 2012, 2013. Yeah, in that time frame too, and they were talking about that stuff too. Some of the bigger cases they were talking about, right, connected to some of these fucking sickos. Some of the down in Florida, and they were taking advantage of like people on disability. Like one lady gave her whole life savings because they were showing her videos of people beating up animals, and she wanted them to get those motherfuckers. I know, they're like giving their money. I mean, this goes right down to people on disability all the way up to the rich activist groups with these motherfuckers. So hopefully you're waking up to that. But and see, a lot of the ones doing the feeding, and then you have the chasers, they never want to believe that some of their feeders and their buddies are actually some of the sickest motherfuckers. Right, they want to believe the MK Ultra shit, you know? They're in a psychosis. How can we help them, Joe? How can we help them? You're welcome. Yes, thank you. We're going to go finish listening to this, and we're going to do reading in a little bit. You're welcome.
Okay, I will be. Oh, Lucas, the blizzard burger for you. Enjoy.
Hey, it's me, your scalp, under all this dry hair, sensitive and dried out. CeraVe Gentle Hydrating.
Ain't nobody winning. We only here for a minute.
A fucking bullshit. Meanwhile, there's a reflecting pool scam. All right? I was born and raised in Washington. It's the reflecting pool. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not if you walk down and stand 3 feet away from it. Stand on the Lincoln Memorial and look across toward Congress. Look down. Look down that way. Okay? It's beautiful. And okay, and so he was going to make sure it was fixed up. Okay, and he was going to fix it up with. He got somebody to do it. Only he paid him way more than they needed to be paid. Way more than they needed to be paid. Way more than he needed. Well, he was bitching that the others couldn't do it, but he'd be the first to do it. And he was going to do it by getting someone who was going to fucking overcharge us. Because there's no bid. No bid. So why did he make off of that? There was no bid. It's not the way it works. Right? Not the way it works. Then the Kennedy Center, they're taking finally, okay? Which he shouldn't have been allowed to put on there. And they told another judge, that Congress is really in charge of making decisions about the Kennedy Center, not the President of the United States. All right? So if that's the case, then how come if you cross the line of power, why do we have to sit around and wait for shit to happen before you stop? As soon as he said, I'm going to do something at the White House, I'm going to get rid of the East Wing, he said, nope, you can't do that, and we're going to have to decide that in the court system before you're allowed to do it. Not wait till after he does it.